All right, the movie I'm going to be talking about it was at a time when action movies were at their golden age. Still, this is about the tail end of the 1980s, and we had a lot of guys like Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chuck Norris, as well as Jean-Claude Van Damme, to name a few guys who really redefined the genre, who brought the modern action movie. And now these guys were innovators, and so it comes in a movie completely devoid of any similarities to any of these films that any of these guys made. And the movie I want to be talking about is Point Break. This is a Point Break DVD review. And this movie, starring Keanu Reeves as well as Patrick Swayze and Gary Busey, with a very good cast. This movie tells the story of Johnny Utah, an FBI agent who is called to infiltrate a gang of surfers. I don't know if you guys saw the recent remake of this movie. Let's kind of just block that movie out of our heads, because that movie was absolute garbage. And okay, he's surfers who have been doing bank robberies and have not been caught, and dressed as the former presidents of the United States. So basically, this movie is absolutely different from anything that was being released at the time, because released in 1991, this movie was around the time when Keanu Reeves had already done the tail end of his movies, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So you could these movies were kind of like this was kind of like a departure from what we're used to seeing from him. These movies was a very big departure, because we're not used to it. Because of course, a year later we had Speed, and I might do that review. I think this is definitely one of the most unique films in execution. A lot of movies from now really try to copy movies like this. A lot of the action. That's why we get movies like Olympus Has Fallen, that are very 90s influence type of action film. Of course, those films are very over the top, but I really think that at a time, Point Break is very over the top, because there's a lot of great scenes. There's a skydiving scene, and there's a scene where Patrick Swayze dies when he tries to go escape from Keanu Reeves after a really good ending fight scene with Keanu Reeves on the beach in Australia. This movie, I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10, or the hell with that. I'm gonna give this movie an A, because it is definitely worth watching again and again, and that's the reason we buy DVDs, right? So this movie, if you never see Point Break, if you saw the recent Point Break movie and you were like, what the hell was that? If anybody's, I saw the last Point Break movie, and that movie was take 2 pills and call me in the morning, because I'll be asleep by the time this movie's done. I'll be asleep during this movie. I'm sorry, but Point Break is definitely was one of the best and most highly different movies at that time. And I like the directorial style of that movie, because it's not the kind of cop movie that you would expect. So and Keanu Reeves gives a very powerful performance. Like I said, we're not used to seeing this type of acting delivery from Keanu Reeves at all. By the time we saw this movie, I was just like, what the hell happened to this guy? This guy looks like he's trying to get buff already. And this was a very, very different Keanu Reeves that we were used to seeing, because we all know his original films before this. So okay, tell me what you think about Point Break. Did you like the recent Point Break? I as hell did not like it. I thought it was awful. Or what do you think of the original Point Break? Do you think what's your favorite classic action movie that is different from the usual action stars that I mentioned at the beginning of this video? Comment below, like and subscribe to Louis Balance Cinema Reviews, and I will definitely come back to you with another DVD review coming up right now. And like I said, tell me and comment below. Just let me know what's your favorite action movie of the golden age of action movies, which is in the 80s and the early 90s. Okay, all right. I'll see you guys real soon. Bye.